Well, hello everybody. Let's try this one more time. I've made one and it won't go up, so unless I said something wrong. So let's try this again. They've been 5 juveniles, one arrested, a 12-year-old, for threatening schools from East Tennessee to Southwest Virginia. They caught the 12-year-old off of TikTok. He had took an old photo and changed the text on it, and they've got him for threatening, to shoot up the school. And the others the same thing. They didn't sell the rated, it said juvenile, so there's 4 more. And I just can't believe in our area. But it goes back to the parents and all this social media, computers, and it goes back to the news media as the blame for a lot of it. When something happens, they have it for 24/7. The people on there are talking about it and talking about, and it gives kids ideals for 15 minutes of fame. And you've got parents that are working 2 and 3 jobs that's not home with their children. The babysitters are the TV, the computer, and their cell phone on social media. And they've took God out of school. I mean, right there's a big problem. We got to get back to God in this country. There's the biggest thing. When I was a kid, I feared what my daddy, because I know if I'd done something, he'd stop a hole in me. And they took that away. Now you can't get a switch off the tree and whip one. You can't take your belt off and whip one. You can't paddle one. So they got no fear of any consequences. The old saying, spare the rod and spoil the child, don't you? We're in so much trouble in this country. And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And the news media, they don't report nothing. When I do a video sometimes, and I've got I hear a topic that I think that people need to know. You can't go on our media here in the United States to get information. You've got to go to Sky News in Australia or Britain to get news of what's going on here in our government, because our mainstream media does not cover it. They're an arm of the Socialist Democrat Party. If there's anything that happens to conservative, you can bet your hind end you'll find it on the mainstream media. But if it concerns those communist Democrats, it's hidden. They hide their agenda, just like Springfield, Ohio. You've got them Haitians, young men, with their little government card that comes into a gun shop, don't have to go through a background check. They get their gun. Right then, right there. If you don't believe me, just go on Doug and Stacy's channel there and look at the video that guy, the preacher from Springfield, Ohio, put up on there. You'll see it. But getting back to this, what happened around here, those kids, and there was several schools that they threatened through the area. All the way from down to East Tennessee, all the way up to Southwest Virginia. And there's 5 children. One's in custody under arrest, 12-year-old. We're losing our country. We're losing the battle. We're losing the battle, people. We have got to stand up and put a stop to this. We have got to take our country back. We have got to get our morals back. These preachers, where are you at? Instead of worrying about a trip overseas to another country of missionary work, you need to be doing it right here in the old United States in your own backyard. Instead of worrying about building a building onto the church, you need to be in your community preaching the gospel. You need to be getting those sinners into those churches. I mean, you can't blame these kids. There's no morals. Like I said, you know, mommy and daddy got 2 or 3 jobs, and the computer, they send them to school to be babysit. Then after that, it's the computer, TV, and the phone is their babysitters. All the filth and junk is on social media. It ain't no wonder. You know, they get on there talking to people, and they give them ideals. They put ideals in their head. Oh, you can be famous if you'll do this. We're losing the battle. We've got one chance in this election to turn the tide and start getting back on the right path in this country. I only got 337 subscribers, and I can just reach so much, but I see on my analytics where a lot more people see it's not subscribed, so that's a good thing. Maybe they'll see it, take heart, get out and beat on doors and talk to people in grocery stores when you go grocery shopping, if you can afford it, or wherever you're at. When you get off work, strike up a conversation with your co-worker, see where they stand. Try to change hearts and minds. But like I said, it's the biggest thing we can do, people, is get down on our knees and ask God to come back into this country. We need him so bad. But we're going to lose our country. We sure are. These socialists are going to take over, and we're going to be in a world of hurt. You know, I see a lot of people on YouTube doing a lot of things. They go on about they want to be political. But it's going to come down to, it won't matter about your money off of YouTube or not being political. We've got to take a stand. We really do. You know. Everything ain't about money. Your children and grandchildren, if you've got any, or your nieces or nephews, should be more important than trying to make a movie production on YouTube. Speak up and tell the truth as you see it. If you believe that we need to get God back in this country, if you believe in Jesus Christ, don't be afraid to say it. And if you say, I'm going to vote for President Trump, don't be afraid to say that neither. And don't be afraid to say that you're out trying to get people to vote. So, it's hard to tell what's going to happen for this election. I mean, you got Anthony Blinken yesterday come out, more or less hinting around that they're going to authorize Ukraine to lob missiles plumb into Russia. And if it does, that's the start of World War III, because Putin won't stand for that, people. And then our mainstream media is not telling you. You know where you have to get that information? You have to get that information from Sky News or in Britain. Because our mainstream media will not tell it, because they're in the tank for the Socialist Democratic Party. I listen to people. I've rambled on enough. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. God bless each and every one of you. And let's pray for this country and each other that we have the strength to fight on. We got to do the best we can. And the biggest thing we can do, like I said, is get down on our knees and pray that God comes back in this country. And preachers, stand up and preach the word. That's all you have to do. If you had a calling to preach the word, then preach the word. Quit worrying about a show or a music that you put on or whatever you do. Preach the word. Preach out of the Bible. God bless you. You guys, the good Lord willing, I'll see you next time. And again, thank you for watching. God bless.